You've probably seen the headlines. Lewis Hamilton's net worth is absolutely staggering, and people can't stop talking about it. But what does it actually mean when we say a Formula One driver is worth hundreds of millions? Today, we're diving deep into Hamilton's finances. And trust me, it's more than just his salary from racing. Think of this as your inside look at how one of the greatest drivers in history makes, manages, and multiplies his money, on track and off. Now, estimates vary, depending on the source, but most reports place Hamilton's net worth somewhere north of $300 million, making him not just a dominant force on the track, but one of the wealthiest athletes in the world. To put that in perspective, that's more than some entire football clubs earn in a single year. It's eye-popping, but there's a lot behind that number that casual fans often overlook. The first thing to understand is that this isn't just race winnings. While Hamilton's F1 contracts pay him handsomely, and we'll get into exact figures in a moment, the majority of his net worth comes from a smart combination of endorsements, business ventures, and savvy investments. That's right, Lewis Hamilton isn't just collecting trophies. He's collecting assets, partnerships, and equity stakes that will continue generating income long after he stops racing. And let's not forget his public image. Lewis has built a personal brand that rivals the biggest stars in any sport. Whether it's fashion, collaborations, tech deals, or lifestyle sponsorships, he's positioned himself as more than a driver. He's a global icon. That global status directly feeds into his net worth, allowing him to leverage every opportunity that comes his way. Before we dive deeper, I want to hear from you. What's your guess for Lewis Hamilton's net worth? Type a number in the comments. And don't worry, there are no wrong answers here. Also, if you enjoy breaking down F1 finances in a clear, no-nonsense way, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We're chasing that 2,000 subscriber milestone, and every click helps. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where Hamilton's wealth comes from, how it stacks up compared to other F1 stars, and what it tells us about the business side of being a racing legend. So buckle up, because we're about to explore the money behind the helmet. And you might be surprised just how strategic this superstar really is. When it comes to Lewis Hamilton's earnings on the track, the numbers are impressive, but they're just the starting point of the story. His base salary with Mercedes has reportedly been in the tens of millions per year for several seasons, making him one of the highest paid drivers in Formula One history. But it's not just a flat salary. F1 contracts are a bit more complex than they look on the surface. Most top drivers negotiate a combination of a base salary plus performance bonuses, which can include wins, podiums, and even championship points. That means Hamilton's annual paycheck can fluctuate depending on how dominant he is on the track. And we all know he's been extremely dominant. Prize money also plays a role, though it's often misunderstood. Teams earn prize money based on their finishing positions in the Constructors' Championship, and sometimes drivers receive a cut of that amount depending on their contract terms. While Hamilton doesn't directly pocket the full prize money, his performance has certainly influenced how much he earns indirectly, and it also boosts his negotiating power for new contracts. It's worth noting that Hamilton's race winnings, while substantial, are dwarfed by the kind of money he makes off track. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. Still, these on-track earnings are essential to establishing him as one of F1's elite. They provide the foundation for sponsorships, endorsements, and high-value deals. Without consistent race performance, none of the business ventures or brand partnerships would carry the same weight. Speaking of contracts, a fun question for you. Do you think F1 drivers should get a share of the team's prize money directly, or is their salary enough? Drop a yes or no in the comments, and feel free to explain why. And if you're enjoying this breakdown of F1 salaries and earnings, hit that like button. We'll keep making these videos that pull back the curtain on how your favourite drivers really earn their millions. So, while on-track earnings give Hamilton the base of his fortune, the real story starts when we look at the deals and investments he's made outside the cockpit. That's where the numbers get really eye-popping, and it's what separates a top driver from a global superstar brand. Now, let's talk about the part of Lewis Hamilton's fortune that really separates him from other drivers: his off-track earnings. Endorsements, partnerships, and business ventures are where the real long-term wealth comes into play, and Hamilton has been extremely strategic here. He's not just lending his name to brands. He's aligning himself with global companies in fashion, technology, and lifestyle, which helps him build a portfolio that continues to generate income year after year. Some of his most notable endorsements include luxury fashion brands, sportswear collaborations, and tech deals. These partnerships often pay multi-million-dollar sums annually, and in some cases, he even takes equity in the brands he promotes. That means he benefits not just while he's actively endorsing, but potentially for years afterward as the companies grow in value. And yes, Hamilton is known for being selective. He only partners with brands that align with his image and personal values, which makes each deal more valuable both financially and reputationally. Hamilton also invests in business ventures beyond traditional endorsements. Reports suggest he has stakes in sustainable food projects, lifestyle companies, and even media or entertainment ventures. These investments are designed to diversify his income, reduce reliance on race earnings, and position him as a business-savvy entrepreneur. It's a smart move, and it's something that separates him from drivers who focus solely on racing. By thinking long-term, Hamilton ensures that his fortune isn't just tied to the twists and turns of an F1 season. Here's a question for you. If you had to bet on one of Lewis's business ventures to make him the most and money over the next decade, which would you pick? Fashion, food, media, or sports? Comment below. I want to see your predictions. And if you're enjoying this look behind the scenes at how F1 drivers make money off the track, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future deep dives. So, while race salaries give him prestige and credibility, endorsements and investments are what really turn Hamilton into a long-term financial powerhouse. And it's a reminder that in today's F1, being a champion isn't just about winning on Sunday. It's about winning in every aspect of life. Now let's take a closer look at the headline-grabbing side of Hamilton's wealth: his lifestyle, houses, and car collection. If you've ever scrolled through social media or watched a feature on Lewis, you know he doesn't just race fast, he lives fast, but smart. Over the years, he's built a property portfolio that spans multiple countries, including luxury homes in the UK, the US, and elsewhere. Each property is more than just a place to live. It's an investment, carefully chosen to grow in value over time. And then there's his car collection. Hamilton's garage reads like a supercar hall of fame, with everything from Lamborghinis and Ferraris to rare, limited edition hypercars. Each purchase is not just about flash. Many of these vehicles hold or even increase their value as collector's items. Fans love to obsess over his cars, and it's part of the fun of following a driver who's at the top of his game. But Hamilton's lifestyle isn't all just toys and trophies. He's also very aware of public perception. He uses his wealth to support philanthropic causes, environmental initiatives, and social campaigns. That means while he's living a luxury life, he's also mindful of how his resources can make a positive impact. It's a balancing act that few athletes manage this well, and it reinforces his global brand as more than just a racer. Here's a fun question for you. If you could pick one car from Lewis's collection to have in your dream garage, which would it be? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious which car would win the fan vote. And if you're enjoying this insider look at how F1 stars live and manage their wealth, make sure to smash that like button. The more support we get, the more detailed deep dives I can bring you, breaking down the business and lifestyle of your favourite drivers. So, while the headlines focus on eye-popping numbers and flashy cars, The reality is that Hamilton's lifestyle reflects a careful strategy. Invest, grow, and maintain a brand that's as powerful off the track as it is on it. That combination of wealth, style, and savvy is what sets him apart in the world of Formula One. So, after looking at Lewis Hamilton's on-track earnings, his off-track endorsements, investments, and headline-grabbing lifestyle, what does it all mean for F1, for fans, and for Hamilton's legacy? Well, first off, it shows that being a modern F1 champion is about more than speed and trophies. Success today isn't just measured in championships, it's also measured in brand value, business acumen, and the ability to leverage fame into lasting wealth. Hamilton has mastered all of these elements, which is why his net worth keeps making headlines. For fans, it can be inspiring or overwhelming, or a bit of both. Seeing a driver amass hundreds of millions might make you wonder how much of it comes from talent versus smart business moves. But if there's one takeaway, it's that Hamilton's success isn't accidental. His career choices, endorsements, and investments are all part of a long-term strategy. He's built a legacy that goes beyond the racetrack, and that's rare in any sport. Of course, some fans question whether massive wealth changes a driver's relationship with the sport. Does it make F1 more about money than racing? Does it alter how we perceive champions? Those are questions worth debating, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell me, does money enhance or dilute a driver's legacy? Argue your case. There's no wrong answer, and I want to see what you think. Before we wrap up, remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Help the channel reach our 2,000 subscriber milestone so we can keep bringing you behind-the-scenes insights into F1 stars, their finances, and the business side of racing. And if you enjoyed this breakdown of Hamilton's fortune, give this video a like. It really helps us reach more fans who want the inside story. At the end of the day, Lewis Hamilton's wealth is more than just a number. It's a reflection of his talent, his vision, and his ability to play the long game. On the track, he's a champion. Off the track, he's built a lasting empire that secures his legacy for years to come. And that, perhaps more than any championship, is the ultimate mark of greatness in today's Formula One.